Kentucky. This is Dick Stockton along with Al McGuire. Providence is leading Alabama 27-23 in their first round battle. Providence 8th, Alabama number 9. What's kept 9 points in the game. Eric Williams, who has been the main man lately for Providence in their march to the Big East Championship, has scored 13. Providence is in white, Alabama in red, and this is just what they said it would be, a very tough matchup inside, Al.
They're playing above the rim, off the boards. It's war off the glass, but the game has been decided so far from three-point land.
Providence has led most of the way. They were up 21-14, and then Alabama came back. Alabama has outshot Providence 66-45, and they've been really big on the threes. Williams with 13 points is the leader for Providence. The Friars have won 8 straight games and won their first Big East championship by beating Georgetown last Sunday. Alabama finished 12-4 in the Southeast Conference. They slumped early, and then they beat Arkansas when they were number 1, and that got them under their way. That was Jamal Faulkner, a 6'7" junior from New York City, who leads Alabama now with 11 points, 5 for 6 from the field.
It's been tight all the way through. This one's going to go down at the halftime.
Eric Williams, and now Smith lays it in.
Smith is a ferocious rebounder. Unbelievable. Reminds me of Oakley, that plays with the Knicks. He used to play with the Knicks.
Michael Smith with his first basket of the game, and you talk about Smith's rebounding. He's the first player ever to lead the Big East in rebounding 3 straight years. 29-27, Providence by 2, but Alabama has come back after the early deficit, and missing is Faulkner on the turnaround. The rebound by Michael Smith, who has averaged nearly 12 rebounds a game. He's got 4 so far in this one.
The reason he hasn't led 4 years in a row is a Proposition 48 and didn't play in his freshman year. Excuse me, his freshman year.
Rob Felt misses from outside. This is the last piece of the puzzle in the first round. Purdue just won, beating Central Florida earlier in a blowout. And earlier today, Wake Forest and Kansas advanced. The winner of this game will face Purdue in the second round on Saturday.
Providence can give 2 more fouls before they're in the 1-1. Alabama has committed 7 fouls already.
Artie Griffin, Marvin Orange have been in there most of the way in the backcourt for Alabama. Fleet team, and a great pass inside, and Jason Caffey, who picked up 2 personal fouls early and went to the bench, now back in the game, and he gets his first points of the contest.
Alabama been playing man-to-man the whole game.
Coming in now to Eric Williams, and Williams misses the layup, and a good rebound and a foul. So Caffey, who's a junior from Mobile, Alabama, and their leading scorer, making his presence felt under the basket.
His excellent passing by Alabama on the inside, which gives an automatic basket down low.
Eric Williams with his second personal foul. Coming into the game, Abdullah, who is 5th in the nation in assists coming in. And also checking in for Alabama is Sean Pecklove, who's a senior forward, who is in there for leadership and experience. He doesn't have impressive numbers, but 32, Sean Pecklove has been a steady influence for Alabama and their coach, David Hobbs. Here's Orange, who has the 4 threes.
Fighting hard for inside position down low.
Game tied at 29. We've had 5 ties in this game. Here's Pecklove. Gets his own rebound in the traffic, and Pecklove with a fine baseline move, his first point.
Their first lead in a while, isn't it, Dick?
They led 7-5 was their last lead. Their first lead was at 5-4, so it's been a long way for Alabama to come back in this game. Rob Phelps, the 6th man, and who's been a great offensive performer in the Big East tournament, misses the shot, and Alabama with the ball and a 2-point advantage. Here's Orange. He's been hot from outside, and he hits his 5th 3-point basket of the game. Marvin Orange, a sophomore from Columbia, South Carolina, is 5 for 6 from 3-point range, and a foul against Providence.
That was a wrong call. I think it was counted against Alabama.
The foul is called on Orange.
Foul is called against Orange, and that'll be his first personal foul.
Coming out is Marvin.
The back official called it. That was called a foul reaching in, and the back official called it.
Alabama with a 5-point lead. It's their biggest lead of the game right now, and that was their 18th foul. So Abdullah will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. He is a 5'9" senior from Providence, a homegrown player. John Thompson, the coach at Georgetown, who lost twice to Providence in the Big East tournament. First the play down game for the extra game on Monday, and then in the final says that Abdullah reminds him of Pearl Washington. He has some offensive skills even though he's limited as a scorer.
Neither one could really shoot from the outside, but that was their only weakness.
Alabama on a 20-8 run right now. The Crimson Tide 19-9 on the year. Providence just one game better at 20-9.
Crimson Tide always has great athletes. Matter of fact, the Southeastern Conference has great athletes.
You're right, a lot of great players have gone into the pros from Alabama. The scouts knew what to see on the players. That's Pecklove with his second basket of the game. A 7-point Alabama lead. Alabama has run off 9 in a row.
Got to start working the glass more, Friars.
Watch the hand checking. Michael Brown and Pecklove. Smith gets his own rebound and converts. Michael Smith.
That's their game. That's what got them on this roll the last month. And if they're going to continue, they must go down low off the glass.
Bama had scored 9 in a row before Smith's basket. Williams leads Providence with 13.
2-3 zone.
And missing outside for Alabama is Terrence Bethel.
Basket by Pitts.
Simpkins fell asleep that time and didn't box out.
Walter Pitts, the sixth man for Alabama, converts. It's 38-31. Once again, a 7-point lead. Each team has had a 7-point lead in this game. Phelps out to Brown. He'll try a 3 and a short with it. And trying to save it is Phelps, but they say he stepped on the line and Alabama's ball.
Timeout on the floor.
Timeout with 1:42 remaining in the first half.
Around the country.
Well, Providence has cooled off after a hot start, and Alabama's been hitting the 3. But where ultimately do you think this game is going to be decided?
This game will be decided in the second half off the glass. Whoever wins that war, and it is a war. Both teams are hammering in there.
Marvin Orange, who has 15 points on 5 field goals from 3-point range. Sean Pecklove. They go inside to Caffey. He's a strong man in there. Simpkins fighting for the loose ball and gets it quickly out to Michael Brown. Here's Phelps. Wending his way in the basket. No, they call an offensive foul against Rob Phelps. That'll be his first foul.
He's had a hot hand the last few ball games. That's the second basket that was called back. And both are on charges, I believe.
Checking in for Alabama is number 50, Roy Rogers.
He's saying, hey, I let the ball go first. But no, the ref was right. Good call.
Alabama and Providence were very nearly even during the year in shooting, but look at what Alabama has done, and Providence has cooled off 64-37% in the shooting. That's the reason why Alabama has a 7-point lead with 1 minute remaining in the first half.
Offensively, give Orange the credit, plus this guy, Faulkner.
Jamal Faulkner misses, but Pecklove gets the rebound, and there you see the value he has, even though his rebounding and scoring numbers for Sean Pecklove are not that impressive. Bama has 24 seconds to work with right now. Roy Rogers, number 50, a big man off the bench, a 6'9" sophomore is checked in for Alabama. There's Walter Pitts with the ball. So several reserves in there for the Tide. Stripped away by Michael Brown. Abdullah, 2-on-1. And now they see Alabama quickly gets back defensively, and they've got to play for the half court.
Excellent defense. They hustle down court. You look for one shot now, and Friars would like to get in 5 down if possible.
They can play for the last shot, and Providence could come within 5 or 4 points. Providence has 3 baskets in the last 10 minutes. They have grown ice cold, but you got to credit Alabama's D. Here's Simpkins working his way in, and a block, and they call goaltending against Roy Rogers, and the basket charge to Simpkins. He gets the hoop as the buzzer sounds.
Big break for the Friars, going in 5 down instead of 7 or 9 down. So the halftime score, Alabama 38, Providence 33.
And right now, let's send you back to our New York studios in Jim Nance.
All right, Dick, so Alabama hot these.
Their 8-game winning streak has not trailed by more than 3. They're down by 5 right now. And the other thing, Al, is that Alabama has not attempted a free throw thus far in the game. As you look at the shooting, which heavily favors Alabama when they were both even in the regular season. Bama not going to the line yet. And we're underway in the second half. Providence in white.
Both teams play big defense. They're physical, and the game will be decided off the glass.
Abdullah in the backcourt with Michael Brown. It's Simpkins, Smith,
5 count
front, and a 5 count in Williams. So the turnover. Providence scored right before the end of the half to cut the lead to 5. There you're looking at Rick Barnes, who's in his 6th year at Providence, who was rumored to be headed for Clemson after the season. He is from the South and has had his background there.
Lives in Hickory, North Carolina. Went to Lenore Rhine.
Orange and Griffin. Griffin, number 25, with the ball, guarded by Brown. They go in now to the big man, Caffey. Caffey having trouble controlling it. Jamal Faulkner knifes his way in and gets the basket. So Faulkner now with 13 points after a slow start. Quickly inside to Eric Williams. He gets the basket. Williams leading Providence with 15. He scored 11 quickly in the game and then cooled down.
He needs some more offensive scoring off his 2 baseline teammates.
Winner of this game will meet Purdue in the second round on Saturday afternoon here at Rupp Arena.
And Dick, either one of these teams can beat Purdue.
Purdue coming in as the number 1 seed. They easily dispatched Central Florida in the first game tonight. Wake Forest was victorious today along with Kansas, and a great play by Artie Griffin. He's a junior from San Antonio. Alabama leading Providence in the first round here. 8 and 9 seeds, expected to be a tight battle, and it has been exactly that. Here is Eric Williams hitting a big basket for Providence, down 42-37. Williams with 17 points.
If it wasn't for Williams, it'd be a basket case here.
7 for 11 is Williams, who is the reason why Providence has run off an impressive 8-game winning streak, including the Big East Championship. But Jamal Faulkner misses. Williams into the hands of Dickie Simpkins. Here is the lead pass, and Smith. That's what Providence does so well. They can get their big guys releasing early.
Abdul has to take some shots from the outside. They're not playing them at all, so it's 5 against 4. Where Abdul has to drive more and dish off or hit out to the spot. Here comes the touchdown pass, leading towards the basket. Good timing. Finalized.
And that's exactly the way Providence was able to beat Georgetown in the Big East Championship, which you saw on CBS last Sunday. They can run the floor, and the big men can run as well as anyone. Griffin fakes the shot. Brown with good defense. Simpkins gets the rebound. Providence coming back in this game. They were down by as much as 7. Deflection and a turnover.
Should not give the ball in the fast break to Smith. He's too tall.
Here's Caffey. Caffey with a big basket. He sat out 11 and a half minutes with 2 fouls, and Bama stayed even while he was out of there, and then the Tide scored 13 points to 6 for Providence when he came back. So they held their ground with Caffey with foul trouble. Williams with a fake and a basket. Tempo picks up.
Every time he touches the ball, it's automatic almost now. He's going to score.
19 points for Eric Williams, who's averaging over 15. Look at the shooting. 7 for 9 for both clubs in this half.
Neither team is turning the ball over this half, which is a good sign of solid teamwork.
Providence winning its first Big East championship ever. They had to win 8 straight games, including 4 games in 1 week. They had to beat Georgetown in a makeup game and then win 3 games to win the Big East title, including a victory over Connecticut. Here is Sean Pecklove with a 3-point basket. Sean Pecklove, who's known for his leadership, certainly not his shooting, and that's a big hoop. Alabama by 6. Bama is 7 of 11 from 3-point range. On the turnover, Caffey after Smith couldn't hold on. He missed, but he's hit 5 3-pointers thus far. Abdullah. turns it on after a start and draws the foul, and it'll be against Marvin Orange. It'll be his second personal foul, and for Alabama, that's their first team foul of the second half.
So they go to the line for 2 shots. Abdul is the 6th in the nation in assists.
And Marvin Orange, who has hit 5 3-pointers, and he kept Bama in the game early. He has 15 in the ball game. Abdullah looking for his first points of the game, and as he misses the first free throw, he is a 69% shooter from the line, 0 for 2 so far tonight.
He makes them go in transition.
5th in the nation in assists, so he's the playmaker. Missed both. 0 for 3 from the strike. Here's Artie Griffin. Goes inside to Caffey, deflected by Smith. Into the hands now of Michael Smith. Tell you, the big man can run, they can move, and they got good hands, Providence.
You want to get the ball to Williams. He's the fellow with the hot hand.
Here's Abdullah looking to shoot. You said he's got to make him honest by hitting from outside. They give him the outside shot.
Give him all the room in the world. He has to drill 1 or 2. Otherwise, they're clogging up the middle down in the paint.
Bama by 6. Sean Pecklow, rebound by Smith. 6 rebounds for Michael Smith, who is 11th in the nation in clearing the boards.
Got to kick it into Williams. There it is.
Williams foul, gets the basket. 21 points now for Eric Williams.
Williams has set the table. He's the fella now that's running the show. He's the engineer. Get him the ball every time down offensively. He moves on the baseline around the pick, has inside position, and obviously finishes up.
4 for 4 this half, Al, and he has been the go-to guy and has won games on his own. 9 for 13 in the game, and the foul was on Jamal Faulkner, his second of the ball game.
Number 50, Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers coming in off the bench for Alabama. So Williams, who has averaged just slightly over 15, has 20 points thus far. He's a junior from Newark, New Jersey, 6'8". Williams, Smith, and Simpkins, a formidable front court, and he throws up the air ball.
That's a breakdown in concentration. There's no possible way. This fella's been on fire. He's been lighting it up. All of a sudden, he sends an air ball from 15 feet.
The time these teams played was in the Southeast Regional in Louisville in 1987, and Providence won 103-82 on their way to the Final Four. Rick Pitino was the coach then. Providence ultimately lost to Syracuse in the national semifinals, and here they are again. They beat the press with Marvin Orange penetrating. McDyess misses the shot, and the rebound by Eric Williams. 47-43, Providence trying to come back, trailing by 4. And a steal by McDyess. Looked like he might have traveled, didn't have control. What a basket, tough one.
That wasn't a travel. You can fumble the ball going down court without being called for foul or travel.
But he recovered nicely and made a good basket against 2 of the Providence defenders, so Bama's up by 6. Alabama still is not going to the free throw line in this game, and we have some 24 minutes remaining.
Matter of fact, Providence hasn't even committed a personal foul in the second half in over 5 minutes.
Down by 6, Michael Brown. No goaltending on Rogers. He can bat it away like that. Phelps fires it up with 1 second and hits a 3. That was a desperation shot.
That was a thinking man shot because there's only a second left on the clock.
He fired it up because he saw the clock down to 2 seconds. Rob Phelps from Brooklyn, New York, a senior who never lived up to expectations but came up big in the semifinals and the finals of the Big East.
Watch this shot go off just before it hits 0. 1 second, release, plenty of time, a kiss, and all net.
Into the game for Providence is Austin Crozier, number 44, replacing Dickie Simpkins. 11 3-point baskets in the ball game.
And neither team is known for their outside shooting.
Right.
They're both physical teams. Down low, they want to bump and grind, use athletic ability.
Orange trying to run his man Michael Brown into a screen. Roy Rogers setting the high pick. Rogers goes low, and a great play by by Smith. He anticipated the pass. Did Michael Smith? Wide open is Phelps. Williams. Too hard off the glass, and Antonio McDyess the rebound for Bama. 6 rebounds for the freshman from Quitman, Mississippi. And here is Sean Pecklove missing the 3. Rebound Williams. 3-point lead for Alabama.
Smith open underneath.
Here's Crozier. Could have tied it with that. Williams out of bounds, and it was knocked out of bounds by Alabama's Sean Pecklove. Here in Lexington in the southeast region, Wake Forest, Kansas, and Purdue have all advanced. Purdue will play the winner of this Providence-Alabama game in Saturday's second round. Wake Forest will meet Kansas.
Wake Forest beat the College of Charleston. The score does not determine what that game. That went down to about 2 minutes of play before the Demon Deacons broke out.
Phelps with a 2-point basket. He has come on now with 8 points in the game to bring the Friars to within 1.
Look out for a 5 count. He's fortunate to get it in. Both these coaches were assistants at Alabama at one time under Wimp Sanders.
They were both drove together for the interview, so they got to know each other. In fact, David Hobbs gave Rick Barnes his first golf lesson. I don't know what kind of a golfer he is, but they're pretty close friends.
Well, David Hobbs was 8 years an assistant at the Wimp Sanders till he took over.
Marvin Orange hits the jumper.
Basket by Orange.
Can beat you off the dribble. Marvin Orange with 17 points. That's his first 2-point field goal of the game. All the rest have been 3s. Michael Smith looking inside.
Mismatch on Williams. Williams go over him.
They quickly double team and the foul on Alabama. That'll be their 3rd team foul with 12:01 remaining in the second half. That foul will be on Pecklove, his second. Interesting name, Sean Pecklove, and that's a combination of his mother and his father's name. His mom's name was Peck. His dad's name was Love. So they became Sean Pecklove with a hyphen in between, just as you see. Williams on the free throw line. He has 21 points. He is the game high scorer. Williams, though, only 67% from the free throw line. David Hobbs, defensive assistant with Wimp Sanderson, as you mentioned, for 7 years. 2nd year as head coach. Williams missed them both. 3 for 7 from the line. That's hurt Providence.
Yes, Providence is supposed to be a better foul shooting team than Alabama. Alabama shoots about 64% as a team.
Crimson Tide leading by 3. Here is Walter Pitts working his way against Phelps. McDyess misses. Pitts again. Tell you, Bama still has not gone to the free throw line. It's amazing how they have 3 shots inside, and Providence did not foul in the act of shooting. And let's see if they'll go to the line here. I'm not sure.
There's so many bodies inside that the refs have a hard job calling clear fouls, letting them play. It's been an excellent ball game. The referees were outstanding so far.
34 remaining in the second half. Alabama by 3. Looking at the shooting percentages by half, Alabama has dropped and Providence has come up big to come back in the game. They were down by as many as 7 points and were 5 at the half.
Friars need a stop right here.
Pecklove out to Orange. Abdullah guarding Marvin Orange, giving up several inches, runs him into a pick. Defense. Eric Williams is all over Sean Pecklove now. Clock running down to close to 10 seconds. Now 10 seconds on the shot clock. Orange draws the foul. And I think for the first time, Alabama is going to go to the free throw line.
I don't know if he'll go to the free throw line. I think they might have said no shot, but it was a foul. Let's see. Nope, they're not going to the free throw line. I don't think they are going to go.
You're right.
No.
Orange went to the stripe as if to say, give me the ball.
No, the whistle blew before he released the shot. That head and shoulder fake he gave.
Cappy tries to get it inside and misses Smith on the air ball. Tried a scoop shot. So now Providence down by 3. Alabama had control from the latter stages of the first half through the first 8 minutes of the second half, but now Providence has come back. As we expected, this is an 8-9 matchup, and you expect this to be close, and it is. Williams knifes his way in. It's a one-point game. Eric Williams with 23.
He might be able to do it by himself like that. Simpkins and Smith got to start getting some points, at least some putbacks. Nice pressure up court.
You're right, Williams has 23, and Smith, Brown, and Phelps all with 8 points. Traveling call. So now Providence can take the lead if they get a basket with 10:20 to go. And the last time the Friars had the lead was way back with some 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first half when they were up 29-27. So it's been a long drought for the Friars.
This time down, Dick, either Phelps or Williamson. Or Williams, excuse me, Williams.
It's Williams, double team, puts it up anyway. Phelps try to keep it alive. Throws it behind his back into the hands of Jason Caffey, and now it's Walter Pitts with the ball. Orange with the fake. Caffey down low. Simpkins with terrific defense against Caffey, the big man of Alabama. Phelps on the other end. Can't convert. Rebound by McDyess. Still a 1-point Alabama lead. 9:40 to play. Second half.
Shooting starting to fall off now. They seem to be getting tired out there. Very few substitutions. They're dancing with the girl. They're taking to the dance, both coaches.
Did the girl take them to the dance, or did they take the girl to the dance? Let me get it right.
Anyway they got to the dance, they're staying with their pants.
That's McDyess, the freshman from Mississippi. And Alabama leads by 3. So Providence had a chance to take the lead and could not. Abdullah looking inside, nothing there. Now Phelps with Pitts on him. Smith sets a screen. Two well-coached teams. Phelps with a rebound by McDyess. 8 rebounds by Antonio McDyess, freshman who has averaged nearly 9 rebounds a game. He's the leading board man, and he comes off the bench to do it.
Stay with the man-to-man all the way through.
Looking inside to Caffey. McDyess gets the offensive rebound, and the basket will count, and a foul. So Antonio McDyess, who has averaged 24 minutes, that's more than a couple of the starters for Alabama, coming off the bench now. McDyess
is first.
Watch the freshman of the year in the SEC. He follows up.
30. Michael Brown.
Gets a bouncer.
And you're going to, as Alabama goes to the free throw line for the first time in the game with 8:23 remaining, and McDyess, who is a 54% shooter from the line. It's hard to believe that one team of these two high-caliber teams have not gone to the line this far into the game. As Artie Griffin replaces Walter Pitts.
Well, they haven't been blowing the whistle. It's been a very slow whistle, an NBA whistle. Both teams, even now, only have 3 personal fouls on each club.
Well, he doesn't look like a 54%er. On the turnover, Alabama was up by 1. They have scored 5 straight points, leading 56-50 with a chance for more here as we wind down to 8 minutes remaining.
If Alabama scores here, you've got to have a timeout.
Orange misses. McDyess gets the battle over Smith, but he stepped on the line. I'll tell you, Antonio McDyess has become the player of the game for Alabama after Marvin Orange shot all those threes early on. He's got 9 points and 10 rebounds.
And we go back right now to what I said earlier, Phelps and Williams. Phelps is not in there, so it has to be Williams and maybe Brown from outside.
There's Brown outside. Gave him the shot, didn't take it. Went to Williams instead. Let's see his kick at last. It's going to be Providence ball with 7:42 remaining in the second half.
Alabama's governing the class lately off the boards.
Stockton and Al McGuire back at Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. Alabama leading 56-50. You said whoever would win the boards would win the game, and Bama has a 6-rebound edge for Providence right now.
And the Crimson Tide is hitting the boards a little bit more than the Friars.
Simpkins and Smith are a combined 4 for 14 from the field. So you're right. You mentioned those two other forwards up front have to start clicking. Eric Williams leading the way with 23, but he's going to have to get some help somewhere. Six on the shot clock, and Smith threw the ball away, a misconnection, and on the turnover, Alabama will have the ball. Remember, Providence came within a point at 51-50, and Alabama has shut him out since, outscoring him 5-0. Providence scoreless in the last 3 minutes. Jamal Faulkner hits a big three for Alabama, and it opens up a 9-point lead, their biggest of the game.
Simpkins, you got to get underneath there and put some putbacks up. So do you, Smith.
8-0 run for the Tide. Simpkins gets inside, and an offensive foul called against Dickie Moon Simpkins. It is his second personal foul and the 14th foul against the Friars. And we're going to see Rob Phelps, because right now Rick Barnes needs some instant offense, and he's going to bring in Phelps, who has scored 8 points off the bench.
He's also going to 3 guards to create more pressure up court and hope to create some turnovers.
8-0 run for Alabama. They have the ball with 6:45 to play and a 9-point lead. Artie Griffin and Marvin Orange in the backcourt. Antonio McDyess up front with Caffey and Faulkner, the 5 in there for the red-shirted, crimson-shirted, Crimson Tide. McDyess misses. Rebound Williams. Here's Phelps. They need his offense. Off the rim. Faulkner clears it.
Got to be a little bit more aggressive on defense, Providence.
And a foul called against Abdullah. That'll be the 15th foul against the Friars. Remember that Providence has won 8 straight games and came in as the number 8 seed. Alabama successful in 9 of their last 11, the number 9 seed, and the winner will face Purdue. And Jason Caffey going to the bench right now.
The game is being played just like we thought it would be, Dick. These teams are quite close to each other. You can't slip a dime in between their ability.
Sean Pecklove in the game up front, along with Faulkner and McDyess. Here's Faulkner. Phelps comes down with it. Providence now scoreless in the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And they're going to call the foul on Faulkner reaching in. That'll be the 14th foul against the Crimson Tide, and number 3 against Jamal Faulkner, who's a junior from New York City and highly publicized recruit by Bill Frieder at Arizona State after being a high school All-American in Queens, New York. He played 2 years in the Pac-10, freshman of the year, but had trouble with the law in a case involving credit card fraud, missed and transferred to Alabama.
The high school he went to was Christ the King.
That's right. Faulkner has it rejected by Michael Smith. Pretty good player.
Not having one of his super games today. He's usually more ferocious off the glass.
Faulkner and Rob Phelps of Providence played together in high school, played against each other actually. Going the same way. Alabama's ball with 5:43 remaining.
That was the right call. They will not reset the clock. There's 24 seconds left on the shot clock.
(59-50), Alabama leading. And a great defensive play by Williams. Knocks it into the hands of Michael Brown. Providence has the ball, but they've got to get some offense going. They've been in quicksand and a lot of molasses in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Well, give Rick Barnes credit for that turnover. He threw a quick zone on the out of bounds that time, and the Alabama team did not read it.
Here's Phelps. 5.5 to play. Williams, top of the key, short with it. Good box out by Artie Griffin. Since Providence closed the game to 51-50, they've gone 5 minutes without a score. Griffin misses the 3. Sean Pecklove with the foul. He is fouled inside by Providence. That'll be the 16th foul against the Friars.
The main run now, they're putting in the height underneath. They're going to force it, pound it on downtown. Down in the blocks, this will be Providence. Next time down, looking to pound it down low.
Phelps goes out of the game. Simpkins is back in. Williams committing his third personal foul.
It's a 1-3-1 zone. Smith running the baseline.
Trying to find an open man against the zone. Alabama by 9. Looking inside to McDyess. Nothing doing.
Look for Orange to put it up.
Here's McDyess baseline. Big basket for Alabama. That's the big one. 11 points for Antonio McDyess. And he's got 10 rebounds to go with it. So the freshman from Mississippi coming up big in this first round game. And coming in after Providence had missed his last 6 shots.
Each time down now, Dick, they got the score at Providence, but they also got to pull some stoppers down the other end.
Timeouts for both teams. The next foul for Providence will result in the 1-and-1 for Alabama. They've got the possession arrow on their side. In the last 6 minutes and 10 seconds, a total dry spell for Providence. They have not scored. And Alabama's run off a 10-0 burst. And here's the big turnover. Friars, though, need points. Michael Brown on the steal.
Got to get something, either foul shots or get a basket or touchdown lane. Get it to Phelps. He could bury it from three-point land.
Abdullah has not scored tonight. And they're going to call a foul on Sean Pecklove away from the ball. That'll be the 15th foul against Alabama.
Good foul.
His third.
He was holding Brown that time.
Walter Pitts in the game, and Hardy Griffin checks out for Alabama. 9-point lead for the Crimson Tide. And here is Phelps missing from outside. Tried the 3. So Providence is really ice cold. That was off the hands of Pecklove. It'll be Providence ball again.
2 touches then. First, touch the hand first of Phelps, and then touch the next guy.
David Hobbs, second year as head coach.
Coming out 22, Phelps.
Just a tiny little touch for the one of a nail. There's one little touch, and there's the next little touch.
Hey, Al, the Crimson Tide's turned it over 20 times, and that has helped keep Providence in this game with 3:45 remaining.
One of the weaknesses of Alabama is turnover prone.
Williams can't score. I have to tell you, a lot of the Providence shots are just not falling inside. They've had opportunities, and the foul will be against the Friars.
Well, Alabama had inside position, and Smith from the outside pushed. So he will go to the foul line and shoot 1-and-1.
17 foul. Rick Barnes hoping that this isn't his last game. The rumors, of course, unconfirmed, that he is headed for Clemson to become the head coach there, replacing Cliff Ellis, who's leaving and retiring. And that Ralph Willard of Western Kentucky, who plays Texas tomorrow, is rumored to be the next head coach at Providence. So that remains to be seen. And actually, they're playing right now, Texas and Western Kentucky.
This time of the year is always musical chairs, a lot of rumors. One of the big jobs out there, and the most desirable job, I believe, is Pittsburgh and Tennessee.
Pecklove with 9 points. Came in averaging 5 points a game, so he has been a big reason why Alabama is up by 11 points. Abdullah hits a 3, and you're going to probably say, where has he been all night?
Well, he doesn't want to take the 3, and they laid off him. They forced him to take it. That would have been a big turnover, a huge turnover that time.
And hitting the deck was Marvin Orange, and the foul against Providence. And they'll shoot 1-and-1.
Is scored. Team 8.
For Providence, their personal foul is on Abdullah, his 4th personal foul, and he is the only player on the Friars with 4. But time becoming a factor here with 3:18 remaining, 63-55 in favor of Alabama. The long dry spell for Providence has really hurt them here in their effort to get to the second round.
They got to start making them. They got a break on that one. He caught the back rim, caught himself a break.
Orange now with 18 points. He's had 5 3-point baskets and 5 assists. 19 for Orange. 10-point lead, Alabama. Here's Williams, who has 25. Brown, Abdullah, will drive inside. Basket counts and a foul. That was Michael Smith with the hoop. And a big
long drought, hasn't he, Dick?
Plus, he has only 7 rebounds.
Watch this interior passing. Beautiful. But they know that Abdul is not going to shoot the ball, but he's still, you've got to draw the instinct when a little man drives into that paint, he draws the big guys on him.
There's Phelps getting ready to come back in the game. He's the shooter off the bench. Sean Pecklove with his 4th personal foul. Smith can't convert the three-point play. Boy, Providence can't afford any misses here, and Alabama leading by 8 now with under 3 minutes to go. In fact, the Friars are 0 for 6 from the line here in the second half. And a foul called against Michael Smith. That will be his 3rd foul, and it'll be 1-1 for Alabama. That's the 19th foul.
If Smith does that again, the ref will call an intentional foul to be a 2-shot foul. That was too obvious out in the open.
Phelps back in, and he will replace Dickey Simpkins. 4 senior starters for Providence. Phelps also a senior off the bench. So Eric Williams will be the only returning starter for Providence next year. Pecklove is 2 for 2 from the line. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1.
They must foul anybody to stay in this ball game, but they've got to score on this end.
8-point lead for Alabama. Here's Phelps. They won't let him get underway. Pecklove with a good defensive job, and Faulkner got a piece of it, and a foul against Providence. It'll be Phelps or Smith, and great defense. The story of the game for Alabama here with 2:34 to play.
Alabama really took inside position on the rebounds. They put their bodies and boxed out. It's one of the reasons they got this 8-point lead. The game's not over yet. They got to make these foul shots, especially the first one on the 1-on-1. But now it's a super bonus. I think they're going to shoot 2. Yes.
2 shots. And here is Sean Pecklove.
When you get the automatic 2-shot foul, Dick, that first one seems to be a piece of cake.
This half, Alabama 6 of 7 from the line. Providence is 0 for 6. That's 6 free points that Alabama has gotten. Pecklove misses the second. 2.5 minutes to play. A 9-point lead for Alabama. Phelps fires for 3. He's got it. Rob Phelps, his 3rd 3-point basket of the game, and a timeout called by Providence.
Providence set up pressure defense now, and they come out of their timeout looking for a turnover.
Providence trailing Alabama by 6, has only 1 timeout left. They've committed 10 team fouls, so Alabama will shoot 2 every time. And Bama has the possession arrow on their side, Al.
Here's the diamond 1. That's 1-2-1, playing his own, and back in the safety position is Smith. The ball will get in, that'll be double team. Now it should be double team right there.
They get it across Walter Pitts. It's a 3-on-1 for Alabama. Jamal Faulkner. And here is Caffey, puts it in on the 3rd try. 68-60 now before 21,568 at Rupp Arena here in Lexington. Michael Brown with a jumper with 2 minutes to play.
Both sessions, we had over 40,000 people here today. They got the outlet lanes cut there. They've broken it. They'll work the clock now a little bit, spread it out.
4 players in double figures for Providence. Down by 6. That's 2 3-pointers, so that could be 2 possessions for them. That's why this is a big one to defend for Providence if they're going to get back in the game. And a foul.
I would foul right away. I would not wait for the clock. I would not wait for the poor foul shoot. I'd foul anybody.
Right.
They are noted not to be a great foul shooting team. Put them on the line, and they put the guy from the Big M, Metropolitan New York.
Jamal Faulkner, who's a 65% shooter, on the line right now. Phelps committing his 4th foul. So Faulkner with 16 points, 1 rebound, and he is on the line for the first time, and he makes good.
15 feet in, he's an outstanding ball.
1 out of 2, but a big offensive rebound by Jason Caffey. Feeds inside, and Sean Pecklove gets the big basket, and that may be all she wrote. Alabama now up by 9 points again. Swatted out of bounds by Jason Caffey, and Bama can feel it right now.
Caffey has lost 20 pounds. He started the season out 260, now he's 240.
Crimson tried, lost to Florida in the SEC semis. Brown misses from the corner, a three-point attempt, and Providence forced a foul here with 1:21 remaining, and Alabama appears to be headed to the second round against the Purdue Boilermakers.
We got ourselves a great game Saturday as they take on Gene Cady and the big dog.
At the line for Alabama, number 30.
Lynn Robinson. Coming in the game, Austin Crozier, number 44.
For Alabama, checking in number
Jason
24,
Caffey.
Antonio McDyess.
Looks like he may have been shaken up.
For Providence, checking
They're
in
going to work on him.
24, Austin Crozier.
Gave it down on the floor. He got up kind of gingerly.
At the line, Faulkner for 2.
Alabama putting the finishing touches on their first round victory. They're headed for a win over Providence to break the Friars' 8-game winning streak. That's Jamal Faulkner, who makes 1 out of 2 and has 18 points, but puts the exclamation point on by getting the offensive smash. 20 points for Jamal Faulkner. It's 74-62, and Alabama, from the Southeast Conference, will have won 10 of their last 12 games and will meet Purdue in the second round Saturday.
They always have great athletes.
1 minute left in the game.
Minutes ago,
Sanderson, when he was coaching there year in and year out, had great athletes. I think his sport jacket was the thing that hurt them.
So Providence sees its hopes end in the first round, and so our brackets are complete here in Lexington in the first round of the Southeast region. It'll be Purdue and Alabama and Wake Forest and Kansas in the second round on Saturday. And you talked about some of those athletes. You know, Alabama has had a lot of first rounders in the NBA that didn't receive national notoriety in college. People like Buck Johnson and Robert Horry, now Derek McKee, James Robinson, and a superstar is really emerging in Latrell Sprewell of the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, he come out of nowhere. Got that Black Warrior River that runs through Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Crimson Tide. Well, long time ago in the Rose Bowl in the 1930s, on a rainy day, they won the Rose Bowl, and everyone said, what happened? And someone said, it was a rainy day, and they came on like a crimson tide of power, and that's how Alabama got the nickname, the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, Brian couldn't have said it any better.
Under a minute to play. Bama will go to 20-9 on the year, and Providence will finish the season at 20 wins and 10 defeats. Tell you, the big sleeper in this game was Antonio McDyess, the 6'9" freshman, who was a real force in the game with 11 points and 11 rebounds. Inside to McDyess. Here's the man we're talking about. A little overzealous on the slam, misses. But it's just icing on the cake here. Eric Williams, he'll be back. He's a junior. 27 points for Williams. Came in averaging 15 on the year. Three-point basket, and falling off was Phelps. And Providence, not about to give up, will call a timeout. Their last timeout of the game.
In the second half, it's 4-33. James Madison, 22.
I wonder what the warranty covers. How does Prism's 24-hour roadside assistance work anyway? Can I get anti-lock brakes? Are the dual airbags really standard?
Before you buy a new car, you have a lot of questions. Call 1-800-GET-TO-KNOW and get to know all the answers about the Geo Prism.
How about if I just take this one?
First impressions are happening all the time, so don't let flakes be the first thing people see. Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes, doesn't just rinse them away. You never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Our Chevrolet players of the game are Marvin Orange of Alabama with 19 points and 5 for 8 from three-point land, and Eric Williams of Providence with 27 points. Here is Michael Brown hitting a three with 9.6, and it is now 75-70, a 5-point game. That's a 2-possession game. Providence, however, is out of timeouts.
Foul is on Abdullah.
Abdullah committing the foul quickly with 8.8 on the clock. And he has fouled out of the game. Abdullah from Providence, the senior, led the team in assists, fouls out, having scored 3 points and 10 assists. It's been kind of an emotional bench over there with the Providence side. They had hoped to move along in this tournament after finishing up so strong and winning the Big East title, beating Georgetown and capturing 8 straight wins before tonight.
Well, they got their first Big East championship ever, and done a nice job. They're a solid ball club. For them to win, their baseline has to produce an awful lot of points. They just don't have the touch from three-point line.
Bama will advance, and the Friars will go home. Marvin Orange hits 1 free throw, so a 6-point Alabama lead. Still a 2-possession game right now. Phelps will fire a 3. That would have been interesting. McDyess the rebound as the game ends. So Alabama will beat Purdue. Last time they met 15 years ago in the NIT when Alabama won it 87-68, and they'll play on Saturday. And the final score, the Crimson Tide 76 and the Friars of Providence 70. Right now, for Al McGuire, Dick Stockton saying so long from Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky, and we'll send you to our New York studios in Jim Nance.